Hello and welcome to High Point Music's Gear Reviews. I'm Lewis and today's episode is Should You Buy a HX Stomp? Now before I jump into that video, if you want to show your support for the channel, you can hit that subscribe button and you can follow our support links in the description below. Moving along into the topics of the video, I'm going to be covering how portable and flexible this item is, whether it sounds any good, if it's easy or not to use, a couple of points of things I liked and I didn't know I was getting, one thing I don't like about the video, and hopefully we'll be able to use that information to help you decide whether or not you should buy yourself a HX Stomp. Okay, so point number one. The HX Stomp's flexibility and portability, I think, is part and parcel. It's an incredibly compact pedal. You can easily fit it into your gig bag with a couple of guitar leads, and it makes it very, very easy to move around. From my experience, the reason I bought this particular product is it allows me to set it up anywhere, any time of the day. I can plug my headphones in and I can play as much as I like at any volume coming through, and I think that helps me to keep motivated and ensure that I'm enjoying my playing whenever I do want to play. So that makes it very flexible and very portable to be able to use it in so many applications. The second point is, does it sound any good? The world of modeling has come a long, long way, and it used to be a dirty word. I no longer think that's the case. The modeling quality is fantastic. You can check out the HX effects link in the description below for a bit of a deeper dive in some of the effects pedal sounds you can get from this brand of product. The main reason I bought this version was for its amp modeling. It's not practical for me to buy a bunch of boutique guitar amplifiers. However, what this allows me to model as far as some cool amps are really good options to be able to explore these sounds without having to go down the path of spending tens of thousands of dollars on amps. And that makes it very valuable to me because it's easy to use, it's quick to get sounds I like, but also gives me room to move and explore sounds that I may have not heard before. And that makes it a very powerful tool. As far as the effects themselves go, there are 200 different effects blocks available in here. Whether you would use all of them or not is going to be based on your own experience. I have a massive collection of pedals, probably too many pedals, but what I can get out of this are fantastic full rig sets of equipment. I don't need to really plug anything else in if I don't want to. It's got reverbs, delays, distortions, overdrives, pitch shifters, all this cool stuff that means I feel the sound quality is there, the features are there, and that helps me to stay motivated and ensure that I'm getting the most out of my playing time. Off the back of my positive comments about the physical size, portability, and sound quality, I think it's worth mentioning that this particular product you can plug an Apple camera kit into, and I can connect it straight into an iPad or an iPhone. And what that allows you to do is use this as a sound card to record your ideas in a very, very quick and concise fashion. It gives you all those sounds to feel motivated and be able to pull a really good sound in a very short amount of time, and allows you to play along to backing tracks, which I think are significantly more beneficial for practicing than sitting down with the metronome and playing along. So having these amazing sound qualities in a portable factor that you can plug into another device very quickly to record or play back to is really a massive push for my positive view of the pedal. So my third point on the HX Stomp is whether or not it's easy to use. If you're a beginner guitarist and your experience is playing a few open chords and using an overdrive pedal, this is going to have a very steep learning curve. So much so that I would suggest it may be not the best product for you to enter the world of using effects pedals. If you're interested in dedicating time apart from your technique to technology, then go for it. There's a lot you can do in these that'll inspire you to play in manner that practice wouldn't. And forums that are available online through the Line 6 website for you to be able to download other people's settings and just plug in and play are really fantastic. We're going to make a video on how you can do that yourselves. So if you don't have a lot of experience using any effects pedals, let alone a modeler, you'll be able to learn how to throw a few sounds in there and get from turning it on to making sounds really, really quickly. And then I think, although the learning curve is a disadvantage, the community support and the ability to have really good presets loaded in without you having to tweak them is fantastic. If you're an experienced guitarist, if you are used to using boutique equipment or other semi-modeling gear like the Strymon range or some of the Empress and the Eventide products, which have a very similar menu dive system, this isn't going to be too dissimilar to what you're used to. However, I know personally when I'm playing and making settings, I struggle with the one thing of accidentally touching a button while I'm editing something and having the parameter I'm edit jump from one effect to another. So even I have had a little bit of difficulty learning to keep my fingers out of the way of where they shouldn't be, and that's something that I know I'm going to have to focus on to get the most out of the pedal. The fourth point I would like to talk about with the HX Stomp is a couple of features that I didn't know I was getting that really impressed me. The first one is the quality of the headphone preamp. I like to use studio headphones for the isolation, and when you're using it as a silent practice tool, it makes it much easier to play even just sitting next to somebody on the couch. The quality of the headphone amp in here I found to be fantastic. It's much better than the headphone amp in my iPad, and it's as good as the headphone amp in the mixer I would be using otherwise. Having it built in means it's very easy to use and drives just about any set of headphones you could possibly imagine. One other feature I wasn't expecting when I bought the pedal was there's quite a bit of tweaking you can do to the input stage, so the very first block that you plug your guitar in, and it allows you to put a noise gate on, which can be really cool for people who want to play heavier music or who are playing an old guitar that's a bit noisy. And it also allows you to adjust your input sensitivity. And for me, that's a big advantage because I like to change guitars. I'll play a Les Paul one day, I'll play a Strat one day, I'll play a Jazzmaster another day. And just being able to tweak that input sensitivity so that I get the most out of my guitar collection or a borrowed guitar adds a lot of value to the time you would put in otherwise to making those settings and presets to use. I didn't know I was getting that, and I was very impressed. I also love the sparkly finish. As some of you have seen my Sparkle Purple Jazzmaster on this channel would attest to, everybody loves the sparkle finish, some people just don't know it yet. So the finishing of the product was really cool, and I couldn't quite see it in the photos I had looked at before purchasing it. So I really liked that. The two things I don't like about the HX Stomp. The first point is a feature I knew about before I bought it, and I bought it anyway. The outputs of this when you're running direct into a recording system or into a PA system are balanced line level. Now what that means is you can plug what looks like a stereo cable into the back of this and run at a fair distance without getting noise on the pedal or on your signal chain. That's a great thing. It would be more usable if those outputs came out at microphone level like a DI box would give us. It's easier to plug into microphone preamps on mixers or recording consoles. I thought that would have made it a little bit more versatile. In all fairness, it would have made the pedal bigger as well, so it may have been a very specific decision not to go that way. It almost stopped me buying the pedal and buying the bigger version. I ended up sticking with this, and although it was something I would have liked to have changed, it hasn't been a problem for me, so maybe not as big a deal as I thought. The one thing that I don't like about this pedal that I didn't know before I bought it is this power supply. Now, it's a specific power supply. This draws a fair bit of current. That lovely LCD display takes a lot of power to drive. So you need a pretty beefy power supply to run it. It comes with one that seems to be reasonably good quality as far as the noise factor goes. The cable seems reasonably lengthed and fairly durable. But what I really don't like is this travel adapter nonsense. That shouldn't just come unclipped. It's not a great fit. It screams travel power supply to me. And while when you plug that into a power board, it won't foul power supplies otherwise, I would have expected for $1,000 this to just be an Australian or whatever country you're living in dedicated supply that this can't come unplugged in. If you're unpacking a gig or you're at a friend's place having a jam, learning some songs or at a guitar lesson, and you unplug your power supply and forget to take that out of the power board, this is useless to you. And I would expect this to be a $100 replacement spare part, being that it's a Line 6 original. I would have expected that to be a little bit better. and I might do a little bit of glue or something on this to help keep that a bit more usable, which I'll cover in an upcoming video. So that's kind of the only thing I didn't know about that I didn't like, the power supply. So, should you buy a Line 6 HX Stomp? The pros of the product are it's feature packed. There are more sounds in this than I'm ever really going to use. So it's got great scope to keep you motivated outside of just wanting to learn songs. The technology side of things, sounding fun, makes it more fun to play. Huge pro. Incredibly compact, fairly easy to use for my level of experience because I expect it to be simple, but I like complicated. So there is a simplified complexity to what it offers me, and I find that's a good balance between the two. But if you're a beginner or your experience is using a 3-knob pedal, this is probably not the way to go to start using effects pedals, and there would be smaller products and more individual products that I think would be more beneficial. If you're a gigging guitarist and you want to be able to go from your home studio to the rehearsal studio to a gig, and you want to either take this product and expand your existing pedal board or use it by itself, you definitely can, and it's fantastic for it. If you want to use this to sit at home and work out all of your settings and then upload the files you've made to your fully blown Helix or the HX LT or the Helix LT, absolutely fantastic. And being able to share those presets from product to product is a game changer. It's why I bought the Line 6 product over other hardware, because of how easily you can share those features across. So for the intermediate to experienced guitarists, it's a very, very amazing product that I think you would get a lot of use out of. If you're interested in checking one of these out, firstly, I would like to hear from you. Drop a comment. I want to know what your thoughts are. I want to know what your trepidation might be. If there's anything you're not sure about, let me know. But if you do want to grab one, please follow the links below. We do get a commission from those links, and that money goes straight back into helping us produce good quality content for the channel to help everybody enjoy themselves and get the most out of their own guitar playing. With all that said, should you buy a HX Stomp? I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.